We have you in full audio.
Yes.
I would say like Dolby or something, but I'm sure that
sound.
Yeah, I'm sure that would get us in trouble if we claimed that you're in hi-fi.
Hi-fi,
Is that safe?
Otherwise, we have to pay like a licensing trademark or something.
Yeah. In mono is what we're presented in. Because while our
Hi-fi
mics
mono.
can do stereo, I believe, I just mix everything down to mono because this is a podcast. It's an EV podcast. What do we need stereo or anything dynamic for?
Nothing.
I don't think we do. We do need a website.
We have one again.
And I'll get to that in a minute. I'm Phil Royle. I have been messing with a website for the last couple weeks because the website has been messing with me, I guess. So I had to strike back. And I think I've won. I don't know.
Okay, Luke.
There is youtube.com/@thewalkcar. If you're listening to us with your ear holes, try your eye holes and watch us on YouTube. We're trying to get those numbers up. I'm also working on getting the website numbers up, and I'll explain that in a minute as well. That's somewhat connected to me messing with the website and messing everything up.
My turn?
Sure. I've just stopped introducing myself, really. I mean, I give my name and that's it. I do automotive content. People don't care.
Okay.
At least about me.
Ed Sanchez. As my shirt says, vintage. That's how long I've been doing this. So we're going, what do we decide? 5+ years of doing the podcast?
I think so. The blog was launched. We launched the blog in 2019. Wow. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, right around when I got my Model 3, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were all hot to trot on EVs.
And you were like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, whatever. It's a fad. It's like the internet.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got the blog back.
We do. We've got the blog back, and in a different kind of form. I've been kind of messing with it. So if you're watching on the YouTubes, you'll see the blog, and it looks different from how it did. And I'm messing with it, and it'll probably change again at some point. I don't know. Kind of messing with the design. One of the things that I thought was cool about this design was I have re-earthed an old episode of the podcast. Remember when we did an episode? It was, I think, 199 we did on adapters, EV adapters.
Oh yeah.
So I've made that sticky. So there's
nice.
Podcast, there's that one. So if we do other episodes that are sticky, it's not really the best way.
I remember that. That was the show and tell episode, huh?
Yes, it was. That was before we had this kind of neat screen sharing. So it was done on Zoom, and it was kind of
a little hokey.
Whatever. Yeah. You'll notice on the website, though, under recent posts, the most recent one is an article by you.
Yes.
Which we could talk about in a second, because why are you writing about ICE vehicles? Which I'm now so self-conscious about. I did a social post for that, and I felt the obligation to spell out guilty. Internal combustion vehicles. I don't want to get tagged, flagged on anything anymore. So what we used to do all content on the website. And then we introduced the podcast, and then we kind of drifted in and out because the podcast it's not easy to do, but it's easy to schedule the time. Mm-hmm. Whereas writing, it's like you don't really know how long something's going to take you. You can't say, I've got 1 hour like we do with the podcast. I got 1 hour. I'm just going to set that aside every week.
And
I'm going to do this.
Plus you have 3 kids, so.
Yes, with kids and everything. So here, with the podcast, it's easy to schedule the things. So anyway, over the last week, you and I both had a similar idea at the same time, and we have knocked out, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles in the last week. And I'm going to try to do at least one a week for a little while. We'll see. So go to thewalkcar.com is long story short. And
yes.
You'll see there. And where I was talking about numbers and get the numbers up, we changed hosts. So with the host, I had to redesign the website. And so the URL stayed the same, but we went from one host to another host. And I redesigned I had to come up with a template, whatever, put everything up. And then in the last couple of weeks, I've swapped over to a different design. And in all of this, I was looking at Google Analytics and I'm like, our numbers are like 0. I know that we stopped producing content, and the content is what drives. Like podcasts, people they'll subscribe to the podcast and they don't go back to your website again. With YouTube, they subscribe on YouTube and they don't go back to your website anymore. But we do have some evergreen content, and we've never really been down to 0. And we weren't down to 0, but we were down very low after I swapped hosts. And I was like, why is this? I'm not a web person. But apparently, you've got to tell Google Analytics to look at the different place. Yes. So I did that today. And I realigned it to the G number that it requires and hit enter. And all of a sudden, it was like, boom, 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 boom. Look at all these people that are live, that are on your website like right now.
There you go.
So there have been people going to our website. The usual, we get, I don't believe the numbers that the host is providing us, but we're thousands and thousands every month normally. And that's if we're not producing content, just our evergreen stuff that gets that with no promotion, no nothing, just sits there. So that's kind of our baseline. So I'm curious to see now where we go, but because I redesigned a website and didn't send, or I moved the host and didn't tell anybody about it. And Google Analytics is just sitting there like, dude, what's up? It's tracking the old place where there's no traffic and not the new place. Anyway. Do you want to go to the LA Auto Show later this year?
I don't know. Should we?
I registered for the LA Auto Show, the media day for the LA Auto Show. Got approved, whatever. And I don't know if it's worth going. So I'm just throwing that out there. And this is really an offline conversation that we should have. But in the all the news that we've been reporting on, it seems like, as we will get to, kind of a contraction of the industry, of the EV industry, not a leveling or an expansion right now. And so I booked my, got my credentials. I'm ready to go to the LA Auto Show in November. But I don't know if it's even worth the drive to downtown LA.
Even though we both live in Southern California now.
It's like an hour away.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's worth going. Do you think it's going to be? Or is it just going to be sad? Like, you are writing articles on what internal combustion vehicles you would buy on an EV blog.
Yes, I know. I'm selling out. To answer your question, I'm going to say maybe.
A definite maybe.
Definite maybe. So if they're there, I don't know who's committed to exhibiting there. My guess is the R2 will be there. The Fathom may be there.
Yeah, the Fathom should be there. It's 2027 release.
At least on a turntable. I don't know if they'll have one on the floor that we can poke out and sit in and stuff. But they'll. My guess is they'll at least have one on display.
I'm known for climbing on those displays and getting kicked off of the booths. I believe it was VinFast that kicked me out.
Oh yeah. Yes. So I'm pretty sure both of those will be there.
I bet Lucid's there. If they're still in business, I bet Lucid's there. They've got to do they've got to do a push.
They'll show the Cosmos and Earth or no?
I bet they do. They're looking for money. They need excitement.
So those will probably be there.
If they're not bankrupt, they will be there.
I'm trying to think of what else is coming down the pipeline that
Mullen
might. Oh man,
it's a blast from the past.
Yes.
They had a huge display. I say that joke.
Yeah.
A few years ago, Mullen, really, they're nobody as far as I could tell. They bought the spot that Mercedes had for years, a massive spot. And Mullen, a car company that we'd never heard of, bought this huge thing. And I don't even remember what they unveiled, but they unveiled something. And somebody yelled out.
They showed like these really like exotic looking crossovers and stuff, claimed they could 1,000 horsepower, 200 miles an hour, like.
And somebody yelled, "What?" in the middle of the thing after they said something. It was really rude, but summed up their presentation pretty well.
Yeah.
And then there was like the Atlas a couple years ago that was a Cybertruck ripoff of. Exterior wise looked like a Cybertruck, but underneath was literally a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
Like you could see the body panels. Like there have been some winners in the last few years, but I think if the Fathom's there, I think it's worth going just for the Fathom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of feel we're past the EV bubble stage. Just like there was a .com bubble. We're in the midst of probably the AI bubble, kind of souffling or expanding right now. I don't know when it's going to collapse, but of course that could be the end of human civilization.
It collapses with a giant explosion. Yes.
I kind of feel the hype of EVs is kind of deflated. Now it's like, reality phase. Where it's existential dread of the Chinese.
Even my wife was saying, she brought up to me the other day, even my wife, that belittles the conversation. My wife said, who does not follow this, is not into this, said to me, "Did you hear that the CEO of Ford has been driving a Chinese car and he liked it?" Out of the blue. And I'm like, oh yeah, we talked about that several months ago, but she does not follow this at all. And that entered her news stream.
Yeah.
So that's probably pretty big news.
My guess
with
is
Chinese.
Probably tied to the Fathom somewhat.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know. I think companies are getting more realistic. I think Ford got the memo about affordability. I mean, that seems to be the main theme with the Fathom is affordable. So,
and we've got a few articles on the Fathom on thewhatcar.com. You can go and read them. And one of them is possibly my best headline ever. I think in my entire career. I'm trying to look it up now. Ford's Fathom is a four-door punch to the face that Slate didn't need.
Oh.
I believe that is about the pinnacle of my writing career for that headline.
There you go.
I wrote it because that's how you write headlines, is just like, what would I say? What would get attention? What's funny? And I wrote that and was like, yeah, we're done. I don't even need to workshop this. This is it.
Yeah. So regarding the ICE vehicles I own, I don't want to belabor that. So I picked seven models. Of surprisingly 4 of them trucks, which surprised even me because I don't really consider myself a truck guy, but I don't know. I guess in the last few years I've gotten much more kind of practicality minded. And I was like, okay, what do I see as the most utilitarian, useful, practical vehicles?
Yeah.
So it should be linked in the show notes. Go send me hate mail. Tell me I'm a traitor to the cause.
And it's better than 4 trucks. 2 of them are diesels.
Yes. 2 of them are diesels. So if you want to really hate me, there you go.
And one of them is arguably the diesel I would get of that whole group. I recently, on one of my last tow trips, I did the same trip that I'd done several years ago, pulling my 6,500 pound trailer, 6,200 pound, whatever it is. And I did it before with the diesel with that 3-liter. And then I just did it again with my personal truck with the 6.8 V10 gasser. Very big difference. Very noticeable.
And you're like, wow, the diesel less than half the size pulls better.
Way better. Now my truck tows better, but the 3-liter pulls better.
Yeah.
So
that's a really, really good engine. There are some weak points to it that, a lot of guys really like to belabor, but I'd rather focus on the positive, but
yeah. So try and make some positive out of Polestar.
Not a lot to go on right now.
I'd said, we talked about Polestar. They're leaving America. We talked about them a few weeks ago, and I believe I called them the sacrificial lamb. that Geely, it's Geely that owns them, isn't it?
Geely.
Yeah. That the theory was at the time, Volvo's staying, Polestar's going, and my thought was American, the government right now put out these requirements, and they were saying, well, somebody's got to go, and Geely went, well, here, take Polestar. Don't touch Volvo. Volvo sells in the tens of thousands. Not a big seller, but it's good. It's better than Polestar. Turns out that might not be the case, because at the time, both of us were confused. Like, if Volvo can stay, why can't Polestar? If this is a national security issue, this makes no sense.
Yeah. I from the sound of it, it was a matter of going through like certification and documentation and like a lot of very cumbersome kind of procedural stuff. And Volvo, because they're a legacy business in the US, they've been in the US since, gosh, I want to say since like the late 50s or early 60s. So they've been here a long time. So they had a vested interest in keeping a presence in the US. Polestar's been here since, I want to say what, like 21 or 22. So not as long. They've sold just a fraction of the cars Volvo has. So there's this is kind of conspiracy theory-ish, but I mean, I think you could kind of make a case as a valid argument.
With a title on Inside EVs of New Jersey dealer claims Polestar intentionally quit the U.S. with government ban as a cover-up. What do you mean conspiracy theory?
Well, I mean, I could kind of see the logic of that. The P&L, like, of Polestar, like, they're plowing just tons of money into their U.S. operations. They've sold very few cars. And something tells me the accountant said, look, you know, if we want an excuse to get out, this is a good one. Let's just take it. So that's the allegation. Anyway, this dealer in New Jersey is suing Polestar, who's using the cover story with a connected vehicle rule as an excuse to get out of the U.S. market, even though Volvo's, which most Polestars basically share a platform with. Now, in terms of electronics and everything, I don't know. I don't see why they would be fundamentally different. But getting back to what I said, I think the main thing is Volvo was willing to go through the validation, the paperwork, submitting all this documentation, proving they were in compliance. And that's all money and hours and process to do that. And I guess Volvo had the budget for it. Polestar said it's not worth this. My guess for that whole process, I mean, I'm going to guess maybe that was in the six figures in terms of compliance and hours and lawyers and all that, maybe. And so, obviously Volvo said, no, we've been here too long to, pull up stakes. Polestar was like, or rather, I don't know if Polestar, but Geely was like, we need to cut our losses. I don't know.
I'm sure Polestar in America was like, we need to stay here. But Geely, I don't know. You've put a number in here that I assume was in that Inside EV article that Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio, who also owns a car dealership, I don't know what kind of dealership, said Polestar was losing as much as $35,000 per vehicle, which is probably about in line as to what Lucid was losing not too long ago.
Or Rivian, yeah.
Or all of them. It seems like Tesla's the only one that makes money on cars. Even Hyundai. Hyundai says, we won't sell a car unless we make money, but they have never revealed how much money they make off of any of their GMP cars. So unless I missed it, which there's a really good chance because I was too busy messing up the website. Sold, I mean, I should do the math. 1,895 units sold in the first half of 2026. So if you do the quick math.
So for the year, that's less than 4,000.
895 times $35,000 is $66 million loss on selling cars. I mean, you make it up in bulk, I guess. I don't really know how that works. but I guess they don't either. So they're out, and they're doing a big cover up in order to do it, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. So if you're a current Polestar owner, I guess some, I don't know if all, but some Volvo dealers are authorized to service Polestars. So
I hope they all are.
Well,
man, that would really suck.
They may need to be, yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I've been hesitant, like suggesting somebody buy a Lucid or a Rivian or any of these that don't have a dealer network. While once again, hypocrite. While I'm against this dealer network and scheme that there is, and not allowing people to sell cars direct, if you have no means of servicing a car, then what are you going to do? Go to Rock Auto and order some kind of inverter or BMS or something? Like, you're going to die trying to install half of this stuff. You're talking like 800 volt, 400 volt systems. Like, when I installed the LFP batteries in my trailer, I was nervous, and I could cut the power off to everything. I knew there was no power, and you're still like, ugh. So it really, if they can't service it, what do you do? That's the big, Fisker goes out of business. Where do you go? You've got a car that's going to break because it's software defined vehicles now. And you can't go 2 weeks without your computer needing an update because something's busting on it. These are not the days of just like you turn a key and everything always works. Yeah. So, I mean, the potential winner of this is Volvo could, for Polestar owners that either are kind of uncertain about their future or, they keep them, few more years. Volvo potentially could be a beneficiary, assuming they had a positive experience with it, or Tesla, or whoever else might be able to poach those customers. But I don't know. Just with your back and napkin math, if they're losing 66 million, I could see where Geely would be like in half a year. 66 million in half a year. Yeah, if that's true. But yeah, that's a lot of money. So sad, but not the end of the world. Obviously, they haven't set the world on fire if they're selling less than 4,000 a year. The cars look great. I've got some friends with Polestar 3s. They love them. So there's nothing wrong with the vehicle. I believe they moved from front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive more recently with the 3. That makes it a more dynamic vehicle. Like, everything was kind of right there. And then they take, this is America, isn't it? You take the exciting vehicle, the vehicle that they're doing right, and then they'll get rid of that, and then Volvo will just have a small SUV EV. And that's what we get instead. Yeah. Like a sporty car that they could have made a run at. And the fact that they made rear and front, you could have, like, they could do I was going to say a Polestar edition, because Polestar used to be the hyped up, souped up Volvo. Yeah. And they could have had a 800 horsepower. This could have been so it's funny you say that. That may be the future of it in the US, if anything. It makes me think of Maybach. Like, they tried to make it a standalone brand. Yeah. And it's still kind of around, but it's a trim level of the S-Class. Which trips me out every time I see one. Yeah. Because it's a Mercedes Maybach. And I'm like, that's not right. It should be a Maybach. Well, what's even funnier now is you can get a Maybach GLS now. Which trips me out. It trips me out even more. They're made in Alabama. So if they talk about like German craftsmanship, it's like, no, it's made by Bubba in Tuscaloosa. But anyway. Nothing wrong with Bubba. Nothing wrong with Bubba. Yeah. So I mentioned that this could be, if they do like a Polestar edition of something, like the 3, which they're not going to do, that's a souped up version, that could be a Taycan competitor. Could have been. But yeah, it could have been. And if you want to get a Taycan anything, if you want to take in anything, according to this article that we found on Reuters, then the Taycan itself might be going away. Which it's been around for a while.
I want to say 22. So 8 years. They made a good run of it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems new. It looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really hear anything bad about them. So 8 years is not a bad run. Do you think that's it? Or do you think that they bring it back? Like, do they have another four-door vehicle? Or are we now, is it just SUVs? Is SUVs the future?
Well, no, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, the market for large premium sedans has been small and shrinking for a while. This was clearly a niche product, especially in the U.S. I think going forward, the primary Porsche EVs will be the Macan and the Cayenne.
So is that what it's going to be? It's like that in the 911? It's going to be electric SUVs and then 911 powered by a whatever, flat six, whatever.
It's kind of looking that way. And there's a bunch of question marks surrounding the Cayman and the Boxster. It's on again, off again, on again, off again. Are they going to be EVs? Or are they going to be both? ICE only. Porsche is not in a great place right now. I mean, this kind of reminds me like pre Cayenne when they were like floundering and like, circling the drain. They're like, we got to do something. They came out with an SUV that reversed their fortunes. They did well. I read it's not in our talking points, but I read another article that the whole premium luxury market is just kind of imploding right now, because what's happening is people that have premium brands are basically trading down to mainstream brands. Did we talk about this last week? I feel like maybe we did, but
we talk about a lot of things, Ed.
But, for instance, someone that had a Lincoln is looking at a Ford. Lexus, they're looking at Toyota. And they're just,
it makes sense.
There's not as much reason to get a premium brand anymore when mainstream models have a lot of the same features. And they're like, what am I paying for, basically?
Yeah, you get to save a few bucks. You still get the same leather. You still get all the same features. So why bother with the higher end stuff? Especially now when the economy is not...
Yeah.
I mean, it could be doing worse, but it's not doing great.
Yeah, I mean, case in point, when I was doing my 7 ice models post, it shocked me how expensive Porsches have gotten. I always, in the 80s and 90s, I mean, that was, when the 924 and the 944 came out. I remember when the Boxster first came out. Yes, they were expensive, but they weren't like exorbitantly expensive. They were still attainable for a regular guy. Now the 911 starts at $130,000. So, and that just, I was like, what? So even though I did include a Porsche in my top 7, even I was like, it was kind of a stretch to even include it, because it's like, I really like this car, but this is really expensive for what it is.
No, the irony of this is the Boxster is like an $80,000 car now.
Starting.
But if you want, starting up to like 170 or something by the time you add, go to all the different engines, whatever. But if you want a deal on a used one, and you're willing to go back to like a 986, 987, like $15,000, you could buy one. It's cheaper to buy that than something like a Honda S2000 in some cases. It's crazy that the expensive, the premium brands cost so much to get into, but then they seem to fall on their face in the used market.
Yeah. The resale on them is not great. Now, I mean, obviously, like super limited edition, like GT3s, really rare models, they'll keep their value. But like kind of your run of the mill Like you can pick up used Cayennes all day for like 20 grand.
Yeah.
Because they built a bunch of them and they're kind of, commodity.
This problem with something like the Boxster Cayman to the 911, the price differential and how expensive everything is, all of this, like right now, you can go, okay, well, the Boxster, it's got these engines and the 911's got these engines and different whatever. As soon as you go to all electric, when you put electric powertrains in these, yeah, you could give it less power, whatever. But the balance, like right now, the 911 is very defined by rear engine and its balance, and the Boxster's more mid-engine and its balance, and they differentiate a little bit there. As soon as they go to electric, I think you're going to lose all of that. I think you get in a 911, and yeah, okay, maybe that one's the one that's 1,500 horsepower, and the Cayman is the one that's 800 horsepower. But what's the difference? Like we just talked a couple weeks ago where they double the horsepower in the Corvette and you get an extra 30 miles an hour of top speed on it. And the 0 to 60 is probably, we didn't talk about that, but it's probably half a second faster. It's negligible. It's the kind of difference that
law of diminishing
it's on
returns.
paper. Yeah. It's like, oh, we can do 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. Well, haha, you can only do it in 2.4. Like what's the difference? There is no difference between those two numbers. Yeah. So I think Porsche is going to be in for a bit of an existential crisis. They're going to be the Derek Zoolander staring into a spoon saying, who am I? If anybody remembers that movie.
Well, I thought you were going to say, what am I, an ant?
No, no. You remember, he's like, after he loses to Hansel at the international model thing at the very beginning, he stumbles out and he's at the street and oh no, he's not looking at the spoon. What am I talking about? He's looking at a puddle. They've got a spoon in the apartment. He looks in the puddle and he looks down and he says, who am I? And then his reflection answers himself. And this is a long digression. But that's Porsche. Porsche is Derek Zoolander right now. They don't know what to do.
I think Porsche could tread water for a few years with the 911, the Cayenne and the Macan for a while and kind of regroup. But I think
they've got a longer runway than like the Lucid.
Yeah, I mean, well, because now. I mean they're part of the Volkswagen group, and that's big conglomerate. And at a corporate level, there is a literal Porsche family is the majority shareholder in the Volkswagen group. So I think they have a vested interest to keep the brand going on some level. But what it looks like in the future might be, my guess is they're either going to go ultra premium, like, 100,000 plus, screw all the peasants, or
I mean, they're basically there.
Or they might come back out with, let me, hold on.
Did you just damage your equipment?
I think I just yanked my cable. Anyway,
that's not a metaphor. It sounds fine. It sounds fine. It's just a little droopy.
Or maybe they might come back out with something like a 914. I mean, some people said that's kind of what the Boxster was kind of supposed to be. But maybe something in like, the $55,000 to $75,000 range. More. I mean, it's funny we say that as being like affordable, but I mean, something more like that. I don't know.
Isn't every manufacturer do this? Like, you start off with the Honda Accord, and then that gets too big, and then you're like, oh, let me introduce a Civic, and then that gets too big, and then you're like, oh, let me introduce the Fit, and then it's like, and you just keep upscaling what you've got, whether it's too big or too expensive.
Then Acura, and then
then you got to backfill everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right answer for Porsche.
I even remember at one time when BMW said we will never make a front-wheel drive car, and yet here we are. So,
well, and BMW is another one that had the 3 Series, and then the 1 Series. I mean, eventually they'll have the 0 Series, like, because everything keeps. They do more and more and more. It's like it's what we were in motor racing, my world, that it's rules creep. It's constant creep of what they are. You lose the vision of what you had. And Porsche is pretty good about not doing that with its vehicle. Like, vehicles stay somewhat similar, although if you take like a 1964 911 and you put it next to a 2026, the general shape is the same, but the new one's like twice as wide as the original.
No, I mean, I think the conceptual idea is basically the same, but it's not the same car. Anyway.
So long story short, keep an eye on Porsche, because in the next 5 years, they're going to have to decide who and what they are. They are Zoolander staring into that puddle right now, trying to figure it out. And Lucid is kind of the same thing. I mean, I've already put Lucid on Death Watch. I think they are not long for this world. But they're beginning to shuffle the deck chairs.
With the new version of the Gravity.
Yeah, so Car Driver reports, a dream no longer. Lucid unveils the 1,070 horsepower Gravity GTS, which gets rid of the Dream Edition. Which I didn't really follow all of this. Was the Dream Edition like the launch edition of
kind of
the Gravity?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's for the low price of $127,750. Man,
you could buy a Boxster and have change left over.
Not much, but
no. So is this just? It's a name of any other, a rose of any other name, smells just as sweet. Is just the same kind of deal.
Kind of twisted the screw. I mean, they're not really going to bust through to the mainstream until the Cosmos and Earth come out, if they make it that far.
If they do, yeah, they've just said that they're in all of their deck share shuffling. That the Cosmos is kind of in the back burner. I think I'm mixing metaphors.
Yeah,
I don't think I
think they've now said
Titanic.
like spring 2027 for that now. I don't know.
It's probably spring never.
Yeah. So, yeah, cool. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you want to buy one soon, but keep in mind, if Lucid goes under and is not purchased, see last week's episode, I think, where we discovered, or we talked about, and there's an article on the whatcar.com about possibilities, companies that could buy Lucid if it goes under. So it could be that Lucid goes under and then you're going to a Mercedes dealership to get it serviced, because you would end up buying some of those older assets if Mercedes bought Lucid, or if Hyundai bought Lucid, that they would have to, you'd hope that they would honor any kind of warranties or any kind of work, whatever. But if it goes under, that could be $127,750 on a
asset, basically.
GTS stranded. Yeah, like I still see Fisker Oceans driving around, and he's like, boy, you better hope nothing happens.
Yeah,
like I don't know where you go, and
I guess you go out of money to like the owner support group or something.
A better purchase for a lot of this is Tesla.
For some,
they're going to be around for a while. But Tesla's getting into the self-driving world, as they have been trying to for a while. And this article, if I can pull it up on the YouTubes, here we go. Nevada. How do you say it? Do you say Nevada or Nevada?
So Nevada's the state. Nevada is snow in Spanish. Potato. I mean, I don't know.
So it should be Nevada? Is that what you're saying? Or did I mix it up again? So, Nevada...
I don't have strong opinions on it one way or the other, so...
I have had a heated conversation about this, and undoubtedly I was wrong, because I usually am, but I don't remember what the outcome of the conversation was. I'll go with Nevada. Caps Tesla's Vegas robotaxi fleet, because they're doing this robotaxi thing, and Nevada comes in. Tesla says, we want to run 5,000 of our Vegas robotaxis. And anybody watching on youtube.com/@thewhatcar right now already knows the punchline. They got 10. Why is that? Because at the same time in all of this, there were other articles that Zoox, a couple weeks ago, I couldn't find the exact number of Zoox in Vegas, but they've been operating. Zoox is the Amazon invested. I don't think Amazon owns them, but they're one of the big investors. That Zoox has its autonomous vehicles with no pedals, no steering wheels, no nothing. They've been offering rides, and now they've got approval to start selling, to charge people for those rides. Yeah. And they've got apparently about 65 Zoox in operation in Vegas on a permit for up to 100. So 10 times what Tesla has been approved for. And Tesla is a company that is invested in Vegas with its Tesloop thing. So I have been arguing for a while that Tesla's FSD can never be level 5, can never be true level 5, which is hands off, feet off, not unsupervised at all times in all conditions. And my contention is, if Tesla is camera based, image based,
no LiDAR,
that it can never be a true level 5. It cannot do all situations under all conditions at any time. That is such a high bar. Well, Zoox got the approval for that.
Yeah, but there is a key difference, though.
What's the key difference? Amazon distribution centers investing in Nevada?
Well, Zoox has LiDAR.
Yes.
And depending, again, this is kind of a hot topic in the autonomous industry, is whether or not, to your point, some people kind of categorically say you have to have LiDAR in order for it to be considered a full safety stack, for it to be considered to be level 4 or 5. That's like a necessary component. And there's others that say, nah, you can just do vision only, maybe augment it with, high definition radar. You're fine. So
you need something that can get through a blocked camera. You can't be driving down the freeway at 50 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. Who drives at 50? It's 70 miles an hour. And you hit a bug and your camera, like a third of your cameras are now covered in bug guts. And now the car's like, I got to stop. Like you can't have that situation.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where LiDAR comes in. I don't know radar. I don't know enough about
this too. Is I guess one of the stipulations is they put a speed limit on it. To 45, and they can't do pickups from the airport. So they basically kneecapped, Tesla pretty good for this.
I don't really know. I don't know if Zoox can do airport or not. There's very little information about what Zoox has been approved for and how many there are. At least I couldn't dig any of that information out. Maybe it's there. I'm just no good. But I don't know if I want robo-taxis, autonomous vehicles at the airport. At LAX, the Los Angeles International Airport, if you want to do an Uber, they have taken what was a parking lot and it is now an Uber. I don't know if other airports do this. I assume they do. And it is now Uber drop-off pickup. I think maybe it's only pickup. Maybe they can drop off at the terminal, but they can't pick up. But that alleviates so much pressure on the actual circle that goes around the airport. I can only imagine if you had autonomous vehicles going in with the amount of traffic that there was, the amount of like back and forth, of like trying to merge to the right, and it's like everybody's creeping forward. LAX is awful traffic, and they've been under construction for years, and they were awful traffic before the construction. Now it's even worse, and when they're done, I'm sure it will not be as good as it was before, because that's just how we progress here.
I think it seems like a perpetual construction zone, but anyway.
It is, and they're just trying to make it worse, I think. At least that's the way it sure seems. I don't even go in anymore if I'm picking somebody up. I tell the person to get on any shuttle. Well, go to Burbank, but get on any shuttle. So if you land at LAX, get on any shuttle and then text me what shuttle you got on, and where
I'll
it's going.
pick you up where it drops
and I
you
will
off.
meet you where that shuttle goes. Like, that's how bad it is. So
I've
I
got my
agree.
I've got my
agree
own
that
recent
don't send them.
LAX story, but I'll save that for another time. But yeah, LAX is kind of a nightmare. Yeah.
I think Nevada has made the right decision with no airport drop-offs. But I also think it's telling that the state and a city that has a lot of Tesla investment in it has said, we'll just kind of see how this goes, Tesla. We'll see. I wonder if they've been reading the other articles that have come out from other cities where Tesla is.
Like Austin?
Yeah.
So this just popped up today. So Austin is one of the areas where the robotaxi is in like active service. And I guess a guy got in one, no safety driver, no nothing, truly, autonomous. And so it went around a corner, and there were these bollards, which are basically kind of like traffic cones, but they're attached to the ground.
You want to know their technical name?
What?
It's a flexible base-mounted delineator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Learn some. The more you know.
Yeah.
So I guess because they're kind of skinny, I don't know if the camera or sensors like kind of knew what it was. So it got confused, and it kind of got in this lane that it wasn't supposed to be in. Oh, you pulled up the footage?
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the footage.
And
so
the guy in the
back
back seat is kind of freaking out, and he's like, "Oh no, don't do it, don't do it!" And the car's just kind of plows over him and goes.
So it just wouldn't turn into its lane? That is so crazy.
Well, it made so. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it from. So it's the corner is kind of coned off, where it basically forces you to make a wide turn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it just wouldn't go.
Well, no, and it made the turn too sharp, and then it was like, oh crap, what do I do? And then ultimately, car's like, meh, and just kind of plowed over him, and just, I mean, no one was injured, and I don't think there was any major damage, but anyway, kind of funny. I'm just, I think both Tesla and the passengers should be glad those weren't concrete or metal. Otherwise, that could have had a much different outcome. So,
well, we've got the video pulled up, and I can tell you, we haven't seen it yet. Do it. It sits there for a long time. Oh, look at that. It just drives right over it. There we go. It thinks about it for a long, long time before going.
And then it's finally like, F it. Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Maybe that's why Vegas was like, let's just kind of do this on a trial basis.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe. Tesla's got a long way to go. And maybe the 10 cars that it got for approval, maybe that they were lucky to get what they got.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, Waymo gets approval to expand 18 counties in California. Yeah. So now they'll be in San Diego, or as I wrote in our notes, Sam Diego.
Sam Diego? Okay.
And Sacramento.
Yeah.
And Rivian has announced point-to-point autonomous driving that will start later this year that is not necessarily, or it is not, as far as I read, a robotaxi competitor. This is like FSD.
No, but I want to say Rivian has announced some kind of partnership with Uber or something.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a vehicle provider, but they're not themselves trying to go in the robotaxi business. Is my feeling. Is they're basically just going to be a supplier.
Yeah, they should do those Amazon vans and make them multi-vehicle, multi-person like airport buses, and do autonomous driving with those.
Then, like giant shuttles.
Yeah, and then you could kill like 15 people at one time.
Oh my!
Allegedly. I don't know. So I don't know if I want. Let's not have that conversation. I was gonna go like I don't get this. I don't get it. I don't know why we're in such a rush to do this when we are obviously not prepared for full autonomous driving. Drivers for taxis and whatever. It's like we're not there. We are It's like, I think it's a bit like AI right now. It can do incredible things. Like AI and autonomous driving can do things that was things that were unthinkable 10 or 15 years ago. This was sci-fi. But it's not good enough to like just unleash on the world in both AI and and autonomous driving. It's not there. And even if they've solved 90% of it, the last 10% could take us 20 years, 50 years, or never.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to end up driving over flexible base-mounted delineators in the meantime.
It's all content, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of content for a lot of years. All right. You used to live by Pebble Beach.
Yes.
And you had your smoking jacket.
I was there last week when I was wearing my funny headphones.
Yes.
But being a car guy doing a car podcast was not involved with Car Week. But I was involved with the traffic. But anyway.
So a couple things happened there. And we will start with, you know what? Let's go in reverse order, and I will try to pull up. Jag showed off a bunch of its cars. And I say Jag because I want to pronounce it Jaguar. And everybody listening to this podcast, minus my sister, will tell me that is incorrect. That it should be Jaguar.
As long as you don't say Jaguar, that's my pet peeve.
So they had the Type 0 EV on display there. And we've only seen pictures of this thing, like renderings or something. I'm trying to find a picture.
Well, no, they showed the concept.
Yeah, so they've shown the concept before, and they had it there in a very poorly camouflaged version. But one of the things that was there that you will see if you go to
Saved by the Bell edition.
It does. But they did, so the outside was under wraps, and there was some bad bodywork on there. They also had the interior uncovered, so you could look at it. And this is, I don't remember how much this is. This is a multi-$100,000 vehicle, isn't it? This EV, this Type 0.
At least 100,000.
Yeah, I thought
say
this
like
was
130, 150 plus.
What's that? Let me Jaguar Type 1? Type 0.
I think 01. I don't know.
001. You'd think we'd know this. Price. Let me see what the internet says, and it really tells me nothing. Maybe they never released a price. Very expensive. Very expensive. But the interior,
plus, I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, the interior, what do you think?
Not blown away.
Is this Jag's savior? Because they're in a similar boat to some other companies here. They're in a make or break.
I'm not sure about this. I mean, I look at that, and that could be interchangeable with like an Ioniq 5 to me.
I don't agree with that. Because I think the Ioniq 5 looks better than this.
No, well, no. I mean, I actually agree, but I just, this doesn't scream luxury to me.
The whole center console looks cheap and cobbled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's not what you would expect for that amount of money.
No.
Whatever that amount of money is.
Yeah.
We've already established we don't know how much this costs. But whatever it is, this interior is not worth that much.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I feel Jaguar as a brand is in a very precarious position right now. This is their make or break car. If this doesn't succeed, then I think they're kind of done, potentially. I think Land Rover is going to be around for a while. I mean, that's basically what's floating that company right now. But Jag, we'll see.
Now, the other news that came from there was something that Ferrari unveiled the Luce.
Yeah.
And actually said Ferrari this time, not Lamborghini, like I have done multiple times over the last few episodes. They unveiled the Luce, the first fully electric Ferrari, and it kind of got panned by everybody. And we're like, who's going to buy this? Who's going to buy this? Well, Car Week comes along, and they sell one for $40 million.
Well, I guess if you're a billionaire, it's like...
Yeah. So that's where it gets a little interesting. Is the buyer of this, I only saw this pop up in a link in the Indian Times. Is that what it was?
Times of India, yeah.
That the guy who bought this is he is a billionaire in Florida named Herbert Wertheim.
Yeah.
And he paid $40 million for the first car. Now, he's 87 years old, so his eyesight mustn't be very good.
Yikes.
But he was an early Apple investor. So apparently he's known for holding on to investments, whatever. I don't care about that. But he's been an Apple fan. He was an early Apple investor. I'm guessing many of his billions were probably made through the Apple stock.
Yes.
And Johnny Ive was the head of the company that designed, he's the design firm, essentially, that designed the Luce, the exterior and the interior. I believe the interior as well, yes. So I think he bought this because he's a Johnny Ive fan. I think he has made billions of dollars off of Apple's shares, and this is kind of a celebration of that. He knows there's never going to be an Apple car, because he probably would have paid $40 million for that. This is as close as he'd get. And Johnny Ive and Steve Jobs made him rich. I don't know that. I'm guessing. But if you were an early investor in Apple from the 1980s and he's known for holding on to his shares for long periods of time, I'm guessing a lot of his net worth came from Apple.
Yeah.
It's not a far reach there. So I don't think this $40 million represents what the car is worth or its desirability as a Ferrari. I think it shows its desirability of Apple fans, and this being a Johnny Ive collaboration. Maybe he owns other Ferraris. Maybe he's a Ferrari fan as well. But I think this has got more to do with the, what do they call it? This is where I'm old. When you've got two social media people and then they collaborate. It's a collab. They collabed. And that this 87-year-old dug the collab and was like, I'm in on that. And he drops down his $40 million because when you're 87, how long have you got left to live? And you got all these billions of dollars. I don't think this represents yes, China sold out of the Luce of like 50. Here, one sells for $40 million because it's a Johnny Ive car. I don't think any of this represents how the vehicle will do. Now, granted,
Maybe.
50 is a lot for Ferrari. So 50
Well,
is
and
going
also,
50
too,
cars in
remember
China.
that story where it said the Luce sold out in China and they sold like 80?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, it's low numbers. Ferrari deals in low numbers. So maybe this is all they need. But, I don't know why you'd move out of there where you've got $40 million cars being sold. What, couldn't you afford to live there? When you were living up by...
You're saying Pebble Beach rather than Florida?
Well, no, you in particular, because you just moved from there.
It's a longer story, but anyway.
Yeah, I think that's all we've got.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, there was one more thing, but we're running kind of long. But
oh my God, do you want to quickly talk about it?
Well, you keep ribbing me like, oh, your car is obsolete. You can't upgrade to hardware 4. Well,
yeah,
some guy in Poland did. He kind of kludged it together, but he was able to do it. So
yeah, so he installed hardware 4, and as far as that I could tell, he seemed to indicate you've got to replace all the cameras. So that's the big lift with this. Then there's some like adapters. It sounded like Tesla releases a lot of the information with adapters and or with the plugs. And so he knew what plugs he needed. He could do all the pinouts. That he's a known hacker for doing these kind of things. So he managed pieces together and he's like, there's no reason Tesla can't do this. They do say in the article, this was on Inside EVs, link in the show notes, that he was saying that there's still some lights that are on in the car. So he hasn't solved everything. I'd be very hesitant to do something like this because Tesla will strike you from the supercharger network if you breathe wrong. So
so they're basically aware of everything that you do. So
yeah, this could be a car that can't charge at supercharger networks as soon as he plugs into one, which people will be like, what difference does that make? Well, you just charge somewhere else. Yeah, but the supercharger network is why you buy the car. Like you don't buy the car because the car it is better than all the others, but it's not that much better. It's the supercharger network. That's what's better. And that's a bigger conversation. But what I found the best thing in this, to sum up my week, was that he used the term, this hacker used the term, Michael Gapinski used the term of some light ECU hacking.
Light ECU hacking
is his description. Oh, it's easy. You just replace I can replace cameras. Some of the wiring had to be replaced and whatever. I can do that. Some light ECU hacking. Let's rewind 50 to 60 minutes where I forgot to have Google Analytics look at my new web host. Like, there's no way I could do something like this.
Yeah.
I forgot a major step in tracking. Just all I had to do was input a G- number into the new host, and Google Analytics will find it. And I forgot that. So some light ECU hacking is not in my future, and I suspect it's not in your future or anybody else's.
Well, I mean, unless you're really comfortable. All I know is you get one line of code or one like asterisk or something wrong, and it like bricks the car.
Let me go back to the website. I'm learning a lot of things. I used to code. I used to build websites. I have built websites in straight HTML back in the day.
Yeah. And
the new host, like some of the formatting, there's a reason it's not as premium of a host as the last one that we had. It's because I have to go into the HTML to fix some things. So you'll post something up and it's not exactly the way you want. So you go back into HTML. I'm having to enter things into my brain as to remember. It's not hard. HTML is easy. You pick it back up again. But there, you'll grab some code and you'll toss it, and then you go back and you preview the page, and you're like, whoa! Yep. I grabbed the wrong bracket.
I remember those days. I remember when I published something and it went live, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. And
then
it's
you have
just
to go back into the little tags and like tweak
and figure out what you did wrong, and if Control Z is not working and you didn't copy and paste it beforehand. I'm learning my lessons, but I'm getting better. But light ECU hacking of a Tesla, take a $50,000 Model 3 and hack the ECU. No, thank you. No, thank you. Although if you were to do this, you'd assume you're doing it on a used one. I don't know. I don't know. Everything we talked about, links in the show notes. One of the things that'll be in the show notes is a link to youtube.com/@thewalkcar. You'll also find a link to thewalkcar.com, where you can enjoy our website. Be one of a trackable number of people. Like, I can't track you, but I can see the number of people, and I've got a little map and it's Google Analytics, whatever. It's all fun. Social media. So we've got all of our social medias on there. If you go to the website, there's a little social media tab. You can go down, it drops down and takes you to Facebook and wherever. You don't have to like us there. You can if you want, whatever. Share the content. Share the content from the website. It helps a lot. Share the content from the podcast. You can share the YouTube link or a Spotify link or whatever you want to do. It all helps. Word of mouth is what helps sell the product. And when the product's free, why isn't everybody eating it? So come and eat our podcast. How's that for a pitch? See you next weekend.
Sounds good. All right.